Kenya Moore aired her confessionals on YouTube and confirmed what all of us clocked. Real Housewives of Atlanta producers set her up and then tried to cover their tracks.
Yes. Kenya Moore did the thing. You hear me? She did the thing.
Yes, she did.
She was very professional. Mm-hmm. She came with the facts.
Yes.
She came with the details.
Yes.
And anyone not wanting to receive it is because they don't like her, okay?
Right.
That's another story.
Yeah.
We are here for the real.
Mm-hmm.
And they did what they did, and we scoped that.
Yeah.
So many YouTubers scoped that.
Yeah.
They scoped the setup. They scoped the agenda of Bravo.
Yeah.
And for this man to get up there, I can say again and again, thank you, Kenya. You confirmed what we all suspected.
Mm-hmm.
Andy Cohen, to get himself up there
mm-hmm.
and say there was an investigation.
That was crazy.
And nothing was found. Yeah, an investigation weeks after the fact.
Right.
You didn't do an investigation in real time. You didn't do an investigation immediately after this girl was heard. Yes, by you too.
Exactly.
Bravo.
Exactly.
Saying that she had a P and that she had a W.
Yep.
This was heard. You try to say you didn't hear that. But Kenya brought the receipts again and again and again. Mm-hmm. There is no running away from this.
No, absolutely not. And it's crazy that they would think that they could even get away with that. It makes absolutely no sense. Because not only did he go on that Watch What Happens Live with Britt and say that, oh yeah, they did an investigation, which no one investigated that night. So how is that going to be any conclusive sort of findings if they didn't investigate that night whether or not she had what she said she had?
Facts.
There's nothing conclusive about that. And that was funny because Kenya on her confessional, she had the little meme of somebody doing pat downs where he's barely touching the people.
Exactly.
So how are you going to actually ascertain if someone has whatever they say they have if you don't even touch them, pat them down, look that very night? So what? They went and to Britt 3 weeks after the fact. Did you have what you said you had? No? Okay, investigation done. The investigation wasn't even in the room with anybody.
Exactly.
You know? And not only that, but he even tried a scare tactic because there was another podcast that he did where he invited some co-hosts on and they tried to say what Kenya did was...
Which was not true.
But, and Andy wasn't the one who stated it, but he was in agreement. And he did that on his show. So that was a scare tactic, trying to get Kenya to kind of back off, because oh, you know what, you want to play that you're innocent, that you had reason to do whatever you did, that we were lying and we didn't protect you. Well, what if we say this? Then what are you gonna say?
Just a scare tactic.
Just a scare tactic that didn't work, because Kenya came out full-fledged, let them know, hey, you just tried to rig the game. But you can't fake the influence that she has. It doesn't matter who they brought up to try to take her spot. She's Kenya. She's the only Kenya Moore there is.
And we know they tried it because she is the one who is making the money on that show.
Exactly.
And we know when these people have to pay an amount that they don't think they need to pay,
mm-hmm.
they want to get rid of the person. They want to bring others in that they don't have to pay like they paid Kenya.
That is exactly right. That's what it is. They don't want to pay her. She said in there that she is the highest paid on that show at this point in time. So that's why. So all the people who are, well, why would they do that? Why would they? It's what it's always been about. It's when you think of all the shows that we've had, like My Wife and Kids, or other shows, in Living Color, shows that were doing well. No reason at all for them to be canceled. But all of a sudden, oh, that's it. Ratings were good. Everything was nice. But they reached a certain point where those people had to be paid by the network executives a certain amount. Because you know how Friends got to it where each one was making $1 million an episode.
Yes.
They tried not to let certain shows get to that. Because they don't care about giving people Rolls Royce money or Birkin money. But when they start in that money that's going to create generational wealth and change, all of a sudden, oh, we have to move in a new direction. Exactly. Oh, the show wants to go somewhere else. Oh, we want to do something different. So Kenya, with the talent, with the drive that's making people want to watch the show and see what's going on, with the quick shade and everything like that, they don't want to pay her what she's worth, what her talent to their show is worth.
And Kenya has always been the talent. Mm-hmm. Kenya was the talent before she got on this show. She was Miss USA, mm-hmm. or in the pageants.
Yeah.
She was the talent.
Yeah.
Also, what's interesting is that they knew this girl Britt was coming in after Kenya.
Yeah.
They knew it from the start.
Yep.
Because where did they get this girl from?
Exactly.
Who is this girl?
Who is this girl? And they had 3 new people who would have been a great addition to the cast. They had Angela, they had Shamia, they have Kelly. And then, I mean, these are all very successful, seemingly classy women at this point. But then you got this girl, Britt. And no one can see where she fits in. It's like that matching game that used to be, which one of these things does not belong?
Exactly.
Who is this woman?
Who is this girl?
That they brought her on, so it's someone that they could pay a little amount to, who wanted to come and try to take Kenya's spot. She came on there to try to be the villain.
But she wasn't bringing it. And we all saw that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not any shade to try to throw. It's just facts.
Right.
The girl wasn't bringing it. It made people say, even before the incident, who is this?
Exactly.
Why is she always up in Kenya's face,
exactly,
trying to start something? Because she was baiting her.
Exactly.
She set herself up to be the villain.
Right.
They knew what she was doing,
mm-hmm,
because you know this is serious. You talk about a pee on someone,
right?
Pulling a pee on someone. That is something that Kenya should have taken seriously.
Exactly.
Because look, as she stated in this wonderful confessional,
mm-hmm,
she's the only one that has ever been physically done to,
exactly,
on that show.
Exactly.
And she had every right to think that they should have protected her. They dropped the ball. They
mm-hmm,
did not protect her.
Yep.
They are trying to cover up their tracks,
mm-hmm,
and they're not succeeding in it.
No.
All the truth is coming forth. The receipts are coming forth, and we knew that it would.
Exactly. And that's another thing. I'm glad you brought that up about Kenya being the only one who actually had a physical altercation.
Yes.
When I think it was the season 6 reunion, Porsha, she doesn't have the verbal rap ability that Kenya has. She couldn't meet her on that level. And so after all the build up of the season, all the back and forth between the two, and Kenya came out with the bullhorn and was like, she called her what she called her, almost in the same terms, kind of, that she ended up coming with Britt. Who is this? She called Porsha a dumb.
But then when she called her a dummy.
When she called her that, Porsha got up out her seat. And then Kenya met her where she was. And then Porsha did what she did.
She did what she did. Kenya was done like that. And at that moment also, there should have been something done as far as legality. Okay?
Exactly.
But Kenya didn't do anything then. So my thing is, they owe Kenya.
Yeah. And the thing is, who would have thought that Porsha would have done that? Because as Porsha was lying on the floor after she did what she did, she began to try to make herself be the victim in all of this. She can't believe that she let her make her do that.
No.
She can't believe she embarrassed herself
Yeah,
like
you
that.
embarrassed
Oh,
yourself.
her, all of that stuff. She basically tried to play the victim in that sense. So everyone was focused on, oh, poor Porsha, what did she, oh, this is so sad that this happened to Porsha, when Porsha is the one who was the aggressor in the situation. But here's the thing, who would have thought she would have done that?
Exactly.
No one would have thought she would have done that.
This is the
so
point.
when an unknown
Thank you.
comes on the show,
This is the point.
who no one knows from Adam, because who is this?
Who is this?
And says that this is why she has P for B's like her. And then when Kenya goes to HR and Kenya goes to the showrunner and nothing is done.
And that experience that she had with that girl who she knew and no one thought she would do that.
Exactly. You don't
You're
know
supposed
what.
to trust this girl?
Exactly. You don't know what these people are going to do. You don't know what lengths they're feeling led or driven to go to keep their spot on something.
It couldn't have happened on the Beverly Hills Housewives
Nope.
show. It couldn't have happened on the Salt Lake City show.
Mm-hmm.
It couldn't have happened. They did not protect this woman.
They did not.
She had to protect herself.
Yep.
And frankly, she doesn't owe anybody an apology anymore. She did the professional thing. She thought she needed to apologize. She apologized. Okay,
That's
she
it.
got
That's
it. In
done.
my opinion, she doesn't owe this girl an apology. This girl threatened her with, y'all know what she threatened her
Right.
with.
And who's to say, like, it's like with this. People want to say, oh, well, she didn't have to go that far, or she didn't have to. Who's
Bull.
to say? Because guess what?
Bull.
If a person sees an ant in their house, they just gonna wait around till all of a sudden it's all this? No. As soon
they're
as
not.
they see that
No, they're
one
not.
tiny little ant,
They gonna do
go
something
and
about
get
it.
everything they can to eradicate whatever else is in that house.
I just saw this beautiful couple that's on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
and they live in a beautiful home, and she had a situation with ants.
Right.
Honey, that girl got on her clothes. She went to Home Depot. She may have seen one, and she said, it ain't going down like this. So that's to your point.
Right.
One ant. Why you're not gonna let one ant be in your house?
Exactly.
Why you gonna let one person who nobody knows who this person is?
Right. They don't know what the situation is going to escalate to from
Thank you.
Especially when nothing was done when the initial comments were made. They didn't pat her down. They didn't check to see if it was actually anything that she had on her, which we know from her previous post herself, her previous interviews, that she always keeps one on her. So they didn't do any of that, and yet now they want to come and make Kenya the bad guy because she did what she needed to do to stop the problem from escalating.
Well, newsflash. Kenya is not the bad
Period.
guy. Okay,
Period.
As she stated herself on her confessionals, we've known her to do some things. We know what she's capable of. She has changed her life. She was not that girl anymore, but she could bring that girl out to protect herself.
Exactly.
So no, she's not the bad guy. You're not going to keep pulling the wool over people's eyes. You're not going to keep making people play the rigged game, but you're not knowing who you're dealing with. And you know what? Sorry, not sorry, but Phaedra is not the one.
No.
Phaedra cannot carry this. Okay?
No.
They can bring whomever in they want. They did the wrong thing.
Right.
They got to correct this mess.
Yeah.
Porsha is not holding it down. It's not happening.
Right.
Okay? And frankly, the rumor is that they feel somehow Porsha begged them to get back on here some kind of way.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So that's it, you all. That's all.
All right. Let us know what you think in the comments, and remember to like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.